I've got a great guest in studio to talk about a range of subjects. It's Alliea Phipps from Peninsula Credit Union. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
Thanks for coming on the air with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Can I make this kind of a weekly thing here? We'll get a little more chances to talk about Peninsula Credit Union. First off, for new listeners, tell me about Peninsula, who it serves, the different locations around the area, things like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. We've been around for 81 years. So it's slightly older than I am.
What? Wait.
Yeah, I know. Exactly, right? But yeah, we started out 81 years ago when 7 guys from Rainier Pulp decided to put in $5 each. And they invested in the community. They invested in the neighbors. And still today, that's exactly what we do. You invest $5 and you become a member of our credit union. And that's what credit unions are all about. You invest in our neighbors. And that's theoretically, that's the difference between credit unions and banks anyway.
Sure.
We're investing in our neighbors. And that's what it takes, $5.
I mean, you get a chance to really meet all levels of work at the credit unions. You get a chance to meet the CEO. I mean, Jim Morrell comes in here.
Yes.
We know him. And you don't really get that sense when it comes to one of those like a big bank CEO. You don't get the sense that a big bank CEO would be walking up and down the street interacting with its customers.
That is true. That is very true. Yeah, we are not based in Chicago or New York or wherever. We are based right here in Shelton.
And being based right here in Shelton and having such a wide variety and a long-standing community interest, 81 years, you guys have jumped feet first into this Graduation Matters Shelton thing that's been going on.
Yeah, it's cool. In fact, there's just very recently, Scott Osterberg.
Osterberg from the Gillis Center.
He had this brainy idea. It was kind of cool, based on something that he remembered when he was growing up. When he was growing up, the Ford dealership was kind of the go-to business.
Yeah.
He said that they were the ones that used to supply the cars for all the homecomings and all the different events. And when you think back when you're growing up, that's true.
Yeah.
There's usually a go-to business in your small town, and he wanted to make Gillis that go-to business. And so he said that for every car or truck they sold, they would donate $50 to Graduation Matters Shelton.
Right.
And then he went to Rotary, and he said something about it, and a couple of his Rotarians, including Jim Morrell, my boss. And Jim said, for every car or truck that's funded through Peninsula Credit Union, we'll donate $50 too.
Wow.
And then Melanie Bacala from State Farm said, for everybody who calls us and gets a quote, whether or not they even get State Farm through her, we'll donate $25. So everybody call and get a quote through State Farm.
Definitely.
And she'll make a donation to Graduation Matters. And then, I love this, the Coopers from Cooper Studio, Forrest and Amy, they do a ton of graduation photos.
Oh, yeah.
They're fabulous.
Senior photos.
They did a photo of us, all of the businesses getting together in our backyard, in our parking lot, and they donated their time. But then they said they would do a portion of all of the photos. They would also donate that back to Graduation Matters. I love Dr. Apostle, who said that it really does kind of take a village to make this work, because the goal in Graduation Matters is to have 100% of all the students graduate.
Yeah.
And that should be our goal across the board. We should always shoot for 100%. And he's right. It's a lofty goal, but if we all pull together, we can do that. And when we were talking to some of the students who graduated last year, one of them said that, if you have a battery for your calculator or if you have a pencil, then that helps you take your Algebra 2 test.
Oh my gosh.
If you don't have a calculator, you can't really pass that test.
Wow. And those are things that obviously people want to donate computer bays and computer labs and this and that, the other. But you really, I don't know the last time I thought about that kind of a need for those types of calculators. I remember in high school I had the TI-85 Texas Instrument. Well, I don't even know how to work the thing, but I needed it for math class. And if you don't have those opportunities, you really are kind of sitting there going, what's next?
And when I was back in high school, and this really dates me, I think we had to take an algebra class, but we didn't take Algebra 2. We didn't take trigonometry. We didn't take calculus. Kids today take those kind of classes. I'm lucky if I can spell those kind of classes. I'm in marketing at the credit union, just so you know. I don't do the math, thank goodness. But, I look at that and I think that really puts you back. That puts you behind the curveball in school if you don't have access to the little things. And we're talking about, we're already a couple of months into school, and some classrooms are already running out of the donated supplies when we just filled the bus a couple months ago. So they're already running out of things. Now, Dr. Apostle says that if a teacher or a student comes to them, they come to the district and they say they're already out of these things, they will make it happen. They will fill those little needs, and they do it very quickly. But those needs still need to be met. And so if you're a Girl Scout troop or you're a big business and you can make those things happen, it's good to do it.
Yeah.
And we can all help out.
That's one of the,
so that's the thing. We're a village. We can make it happen.
One of the ways that you really get a sense of community with a credit union like Peninsula Credit Union. You can find them online at pcfcu.org. And I've been talking this morning about this upcoming Sunday's presidential debate. It's a town hall setting, so the questions are going to be coming from undecided voters. But there is a push out there amongst credit unions across the country to raise the issue of using a credit union versus the traditional banks. Are you guys working towards that? Is that right?
We have something on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And there is a push to actually have a question, a particular question asked. And if this question makes it to the top 30, and that's always the $64 million question, is how many questions can make it.
Sure.
But yeah, there is a question that we're hoping will be asked.
Is there a way that we can help boost it or share it or what?
And it's easy. You can just go to our Facebook page, and of course our Facebook page is really difficult to find. It's Peninsula Credit Union.
Perfect.
Yes, and we're right here in Shelton, so you can look us up.
There it is.
And it's I believe it's actually the first thing on our page because it's the last thing that the marketing department person put up there. And it's easy because there's a link to the website, and you can just click on it, and you should be able to put it in there. And the question verbatim should be on that page, isn't it?
Is there an alternative to the big banks on Wall Street?
That's it.
It's a pretty easy question.
That's it. And we're hoping that will be the question that will be asked in the presidential debate.
Alliea, Phipps, I'm so looking forward to the next weeks here on Daybreak, talking with you at this time Thursday mornings. And again, the push is on to help Graduation Matters Shelton. You can do it in a variety of ways, including buying a car at Gillis, getting it funded through Peninsula Credit Union, and then calling Melanie Bacala for some insurance quotes on said vehicle. So there's just a lot of great opportunities. And get a picture and check it out. So Peninsula Credit Union on Facebook, facebook.com/Peninsula Credit Union, all one word, or on pcfcu.org.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks for coming in.
Have a great day.
You too.